Tail the tape, but Nick Osuna used to weigh 280 pounds.
What?
Yeah, 280 pounds, had offers to play college football, but he knew he wanted to be an MMA fighter, and now coming in at 154.8. That is nuts.
I'll bet you can punch hard.
Woo. If my math is right, that's 130 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
Man.
And what position did he play at 5'11", 280?
Had to be a nose tackle.
Yeah, something like that.
Had to be a tackle because that is a big body. All right, both fighters are inside. Let's get our introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 154.6 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, tonight he looks for his first win as a pro. Here is two-piece Luis Felipe. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This 4-ounce fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 154.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, tonight he makes his professional debut. This is Nick Osuna. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, 2 debuts inside the cage. Professor Joe Solis getting the first pro assignment of the evening. Luis Felipe, blue gloves. Osuna, red.
Osuna diving in for a takedown here. Doesn't look like he's trying to get his hands together, trying to decide if he wants to go single or double.
In on a double. Felipe doing a good job staying upright. Osuna's got his hands together. His head's not in the best spot, but if he can get his hips underneath his body, he could maybe elevate. Felipe with really, really good takedown defense here. Using that long frame to maintain a bunch of just wedges with his arms, underhooks, cross blocks. Usually when we see these wrestlers connect their hands, they can hit a strong elevation, but Luis is pretty tall and long for the division.
And very, very strong, it looks like also.
And Luis, 6 foot. Nick Osuna, 5'11", 74 inches on the reach for Osuna.
I'll tell you, with Osuna, you know, he's been in for about 2 minutes now. Has not hit a takedown yet, but this can be very draining. Nice, Haragoshi. Anytime it's done from the overhook, though, your partner always has that underhooking leverage, the ability to control the hips. Good get up, though, from Luis. I mean, went for that throw, ended up on bottom, but got back to his feet. Osuna finally securing an offensive takedown, looking for a little wrist ride.
Michael, I know you get a chance to roll at 10th Planet when you are in Austin. Have you had a chance to roll with Luis?
And I don't remember, you know, there's 100 guys in there for their open mat, and it is...
It's wild.
And, you know, the best and worst thing about 10th Planet is everybody, it's all no-gi, so you don't know what nobody's wearing a colored rash guard. Like, they don't, you know, they're a little looser on the rules around there than a lot of schools, you know, when it comes to apparel. So you don't know if you're rolling with a purple belt MMA fighter, a white belt, or a black belt. You just don't know sometimes. I'm getting to know them trust me, after I roll with them, I know exactly what they are.
Yeah.
But I
Figure it out
don't
in
remember.
about 20 seconds.
Yeah, especially whenever they're good leg lockers. But yeah,
Attempt. Ooh, nice.
Oh.
He got the leg over. He's got a fully
that's
figured forward.
that's tight.
Oh, is this going to be enough? The squeeze is on. Angle looks good. There's still 140 left in this round. A lot of time to work with. Looks like there's a little bit of an opening.
Yeah, Osuna's looking, he's like framing with his arms and trying to posture. This is where Luis needs to go classic, like blue belt triangle. Get the arm across, cut the angle, pull the back of the head down into that, in this case, the right hamstring. It seems enticing to punch, but I mean, he gets that arm across and really bites down hard on that figure four.
Yeah, and it's hips up, hand on the wrist and the elbow, push the elbow across. And that's a really difficult task to get out of once that happens.
It's almost like Luis's legs are like too long. There's a lot of slack in there.
And just needs to see if he can re-shoot it. The angle's way too big right now.
This will fatigue the legs, though. You hold a triangle long enough.
Yeah, especially whenever their defense is posture.
Yeah.
When the defense is posture, it takes a lot out of your legs.
30 seconds for Osuna to survive this. Has been doing a good job so far.
He seems to be pretty comfortable as Osuna.
There you go, loosens it up. There's the break.
You know, this is where, we know these judges are often grapplers, hopefully educated, because, Osuna worked about half the round for
nice.
the takedown. Scores the takedown, but gets trapped in a triangle and then swept. I think that's a pretty, I think that should be a pretty clear Luis round. He was one threatening all of the offense.
Yeah, and if there was any doubt, that sweep there at the end with just a few seconds left, probably. So this, if you have the overhook, Alex, you don't want to pull them across your body. It's kind of bumping the hip out and pushing them away from your body so that they don't land on you like that.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to drag someone across your body. And there's that triangle. Man, there's just just changing that angle makes that so tight. And when you have those long legs like that, Rahil's right, it's almost more difficult to close that triangle. You almost have to have that angle, because if they're staying wide, staying postured up, really difficult. And to me, the worst part about it, it fatigues your legs. It also gives you drop foot on that gate leg. It's like when you're pulling down on that foot so much, and it's really, really taxing on that foot.
Luis made no attempt to change the angle either.
No, it's like, right when he locked it, it looks like he tried to pull on the head and try to finish it, but he didn't really look to try to actually tap it. He was looking for elbows.
Yeah, and Osuna did a good job of staying square. You want to posture up, you want to stay square with your opponent, you want to stay directly in front of them. Your shoulders and their hips should be exactly square, and he did a good job of that the entire time he was in that triangle.
Osuna staying on that heavy wrestling assault.
But he doesn't want to give that up here again. He does not want to be in that triangle.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah, Luis has to clear that left leg, which, it looks like he can pummel it under. Osuna really good awareness, but he actually got put right back in it.
Good pressure from the top for Luis, for Osuna.
Yeah, no surprise, Luis Felipe is good off his back, coming from the 10th Planet guys over there. I forgot to mention Gabe Tuttle. He's the instructor for most of the classes over there now, I think. And man, there's such a high-level jiu-jitsu over there. And you have so many guys. And at open mat, all the people from Austin. There's a ton of B-team guys, or a ton of, not a lot of new wave guys lately, but man, there's just always so many guys. They have so many visitors. I've rolled with Division I wrestlers that were 20 years old there, and just, you never know who's going to be on the mat there. It's amazing.
Joe Rogan's not training there, right?
I think when he does train, he trains mostly at his house, I think.
was gonna say,
but he may go there occasionally. I know he went whenever it was at the Onnit facility directly across the street.
Yep.
I know he was there a little bit then, but man, Joe Rogan can't go anywhere now.
Yeah.
He's too famous.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Could we see an omoplata here from Luis?
Yeah, arguably the most famous person in the world.
That's why you train at home too. You can't go anywhere.
That's right. In Fort Worth, Texas, it's a burden, but you know, it's something I live with.
This global broadcast on UFC Fight
That's right.
Pass, man.
Osuna camping out in the half guard position. Great way to make your opponent carry your weight. We have one of the legs trapped, so really, I mean, it's pretty much all submissions that require the lower body. I mean, there's some maybe Kimuras you could try to trap in bottom half, but they're often short-lived. The top half guard really is a strong position of control and cooking.
Yeah, and if you're going to be on the ground and you're going to be scoring, this is where you want to do it from.
Fans might not like it, but there is so much emptying of the tank right now going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so much happening that as practitioners, Alex and I can see, you know, the way the hips are turning and you know, he's moving those hips over the feet so that that butterfly hook is not effective anymore. And then Luis Felipe trying to push that arm down, trying to use that butterfly sweep to get him over. Osuna, you know, counters that, goes to side control, which is arguably a worse position for MMA.
Yeah, it opens up transitions to full mount, which will often open up a transition to the back mount. You see Luis trying to turn away, which can also give the back up.
Good pressure here for Osuna. He's a student at Lone Star Sci-Fair right now, also working at FedEx. I love hearing the stories of these guys, man. Managing school, work, training. So impressive.
He's bleeding.
I think it's actually somebody's shorts coming apart. I think it's the decals off the shorts coming off.
Relaxed, yeah.
Oh, look at this omoplata reversal there.
So he gives up position 4th though into another triangle. No, they scramble out.
Some blood there from Felipe's left eyebrow area.
Yeah, I think that's where it was coming from. There was a short little elbow. There was like one elbow that Osuna threw once he finally got to side control. It looks like it opened up a little cut.
Oh yeah, it's bleeding pretty good too.
It's coming down. We'll see if this round pays dividends for Osuna in round 3, because he just wore out Felipe there for a while.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens in round 3. If it gets there, we still have 10 seconds. It looks like we will. Both fighters walking to the same corner. That's where you know somebody's tired.
Share the stool.
Yeah, possibly a round apiece here.
Yeah.
Luis Felipe, in our opinion, winning the first round, and then, of course, Osuna winning the second round pretty handily. Are we sharing a cup man again today?
I think so.
Nope, there he is.
All right, we have 2.
Yeah, you see this single leg eventually getting Felipe to the ground. Kind of a combination of running the pipe and
tripping him.
Yeah, and tripping him. Felipe almost has this omoplata reversal here. Got a little bit overzealous with his transition. Maybe should have tried to throw that triangle up again right there.
That cool.
Good transition points.
Yeah, it's funny. Referee Joe Solis misses nothing. It was the black leg material we were seeing were actually the gloves of Osuna.
Huh.
Oh, a nice right hand there from Luis.
Man, we never have issues with our gloves. Fighters Inc. Fantastic gloves.
Yeah, awesome gloves.
Yeah.
Gold ones for the title fights.
Those are the coolest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. They sent me a little care package the other day with the rash guard shorts and a pair of little boxing gloves. And couple T-shirts. It was awesome. Thank you to Fighters Inc.
Yeah, love Fighters Inc. Love all of our sponsors here at Fury FC. And you can tell that it's growing. We've got decals everywhere. Every ring post is covered. So if you want to get in on that action, by the way, follow us on Instagram. Send us a message. Take care of your business as well at Fury Fighting. See what Osuna can do here with this advantage.
It's just such a taxing fighting style.
Yeah.
For your opponent. You're this versed at wrestling and are used to this part of it. And it's so taxing to defend and, getting taken down and then get back up and taken down and get back up and arm trapped and then get back up. And, man, it's so taxing.
And look, this isn't a knock on the style at all for Osuna. Every fight has gone the distance for him, even in his amateur career. And this is a great way. I mean, this is a taxing. This takes a lot of endurance, a lot of cardio. But what are you going to do with this position, especially as you advance in your pro career? And if you do want to get to the UFC, we know that the playbook is out there. We don't want look, every once in a while the fight goes to distance, that's fine, but you need finishes. So how can you leverage these great positions that you have into finishes if you're Nick Osuna?
Yeah, I just think you have to keep looking for the advancement of the position, and and not care so much about the control. And it's a matter of your confidence and your ability to counter whatever they're doing to stop your repositioning. And so I think you just have to, he's confident here, obviously, getting here and then staying here and making some small attempts to move into half guard, and then once he's in there, but control seems to be the main focus of this. And like you said, Raheel, at this level, you're going to get a decision most of the time if you do this. But you're right, they want to see those wow moments, they want to see those big finishes. And especially of good guys, as you get up and you get 3-0, even if you're grinding out fights like this, you're going to go against some guys who can do this and are dynamic strikers and are good jiu-jitsu guys and are good wrestlers, and are hard punchers. And so that just part of the game has to evolve.
And we've seen it from the highest level guys here at Fury, and not to throw names out there or anything, but we've seen guys who are right there in the UFC, Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, these guys come back and say, yeah, but early on in this guy's career, distance, and yeah, he got those wins, but it doesn't make this fighter stand out when we're trying to get the best of the best. And look, this is his first pro fight, so no knock against him, but this is something that Osuna, has on his record, is that your fights go the distance. And this is a big slam there. Message for all fighters out there, especially if you're fighting at Fury FC.
Yeah, plus stylistically, I mean, Luis, he's got a very, very active guard recovery style. So anytime Osuna did get to side control, Felipe was just quick to re-guard. I mean,
and let's be clear about something. We had this exact same conversation about Bruce Whitehead at a Tulsa show, I believe.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and he went on a tear. He had a fight very similar to this, and then, we talked about it exactly the way we're talking about it now, just, about improving and all those things. There's no knock on anyone, but man, Bruce went on a tear, and, Nick Osuna has the type of skills that he can do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was not there for that.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I trained a ton with Bruce.
Alex is the one that told on us
for this main event title fight. Dude, Bruce is a damage doer just by nature, especially him at welterweight. It's insane. Yeah,
and Bruce Whitehead, by the way, taking on Victor Valenzuela here in our main event, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on UFC Fight Pass. We're gonna watch that, but in that fight, not only was Bruce, like we knew the skills that Bruce had, and that's what was so frustrating watching him. Like, why is he doing this? He was taking on a guy in Taylor McSpadden who usually fights at 145, moved up for 155. And Michael, you and I joked about this, like maybe, you know, he should probably be a 135er.
Yeah.
But Bruce just could not get it. Like, he just took the control as opposed to the finish. Got stood up twice in that fight. And you're right, like ever since then, he changed it.
Yeah, absolute animal. Man, I usually don't feel bad, like with, you know, with like a teammate beating up a guy, but in Bruce's last fight, he beat his opponent up so bad, I kind of felt bad. It's crazy.
Check this out. We are heading to the Alario Center in New Orleans on July 18th for some Friday night fights. The UFC is in town as well. That event is going to be on Saturday. But man, I can't wait. The return of Isaac Moreno taking on Rodriguez. Our main event, Murnau taking on Miniev. Man, this is going to be a banger of a card. It's been 2 years since we went to New Orleans, so excited to be heading back to the Big Easy for some beignets and brawls. All right, judges have scored this fight. Wayne is standing by. Let's see how they scored it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com. Judge Ricardo Delgado scores the fight 29-28 Osuna. Judge Chance Williams scores the fight 29-27 Felipe. And Judge Jesse Loretti scores the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Nick Osuna.
All right, kind of what we expected, gentlemen. Thought it was going to be unanimous decision, split decision win for Nick Osuna. And definitely celebrate it.